Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Whatever Goes podcast. I'm Tim Roth with
Clayton Smith.
I'm Indigo Loving.
and special guest Cole Bottoms.
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and it's a pleasure to be here. I was glad I had the opportunity to come over. Clay was hoping I wouldn't come over yesterday. He was like, oh, I hope he forgets. But hey, I'm here now, and I'm going to torment everyone here.
He's gaslighting right now.
No, I'm not. Might not be recorded, but it was there.
I've never heard Cole talk that
I've been
fast.
recording for like 5
No, he's talking about the conversation yesterday where I supposedly said I did not want him on the
He was
podcast.
hoping I'd forget to come here.
It's
today.
not like, Cole, I've been bugging you for the past
Yeah,
2
but
You'd
weeks.
have to, like,
you were getting nervous.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been like 4 months we've been
Yeah.
trying to get Cole
Well, I
on
mean,
the podcast.
the past 2 weeks, though, I've been really, like, every time I see him, I'm like, so Cole, podcast.
Yeah, I didn't come last time because it's a bit unfortunate. My stomach started dying on me. I played it really cool during the first hour. Clay already knows this, but as soon as I got down into my car, I started punching the top of my car because it just
You were
hurt
that in
badly.
pain?
Yes, seriously.
Wow.
It was insane.
Huh.
Well, as many of you listeners know, we have been talking about Cole a lot on the podcast.
Yes.
I think we derived he was one of the most talked about people on our podcast.
I think so.
One of the most, what all was talked about during me on the last podcast?
Mostly that you are the campus grandpa.
I am the campus grandpa.
Yeah.
Is that
I think
so?
only Tim calls you that, I'm not going to lie.
You go to bed at like 7:30.
Stid says it now.
Oh,
When,
really?
when we walked in the room and I said Cole's going to be on the pod, Stid's like, Grandpa?
Grandpa.
Grandpa Cole.
Well, you know what they say about the bird, right, Tim?
I mean, early bird gets the worm,
That'd
but
be right.
I
I'm
also
always
I
good
also
at
get
this
the
worm.
worm. I get up at like 7:30.
Yeah, but you don't get them when it's ready, when they're ripe.
Indy.
He would know.
They
I
still
know.
taste pretty good at 7:30. Just saying.
You're right.
I don't need the 4:30.
I got to
bird.
trust Cola on
I don't.
this one.
I don't need the 4:30 bird. I'm good.
You mean the worm?
Yeah.
I did a bit
Amateur.
of experimenting with it. I had to like in increments to figure out when they were.
Yeah.
ripe.
Give us, like, why do you have the sleep schedule that you do?
I prefer to function in a way that's very repetitive, so I always know what's going on at certain times. That's why, for example, I'll be at somewhere an hour early before anywhere else. I just always have this very built-in function to be ready for everything.
Interesting. But why 4:30 in the morning?
It's when no one else is awake.
Yeah, fair.
What do you do between 4:30 and class?
What do I do between 4:30 and class? Well, typically I'll just sit there on my computer and look at YouTube, listen to music, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, I'll complete some work too.
But couldn't you do that at nighttime too, though, like everyone else?
I could, but
It's not when he
But-
wants to.
Oh,
it wouldn't
okay.
be part of my schedule. Very tough.
I think there is something to be said about being awake when nobody else is.
Yeah, it's a very calm and serene thing. It's like just before the daylight's starting to come out properly. It's like just at the break of dawn. It's a very serene environment. Back in the countryside, I really like the early mornings.
Countryside.
Yeah, I used to live in the countryside for like the first 10 years or so of my life. We had
Okay.
a very big lot area. I had my grandma's house next to it. It's gone now. But I would typically just run back and forth from like morning to night. I also had like a little tree house set up that was built for me, and I would also swing on that from morning till dusk.
Wild.
Yeah.
Very
Where
active
did you?
child.
Very active.
Where did you live?
Where
Like,
did I live? Oh, I lived like maybe 10, 20 minutes out from Lawrenceville. Lawrenceville's already a fairly small town, and then you just go a bit further out, and then it's just
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
I
Never
understand.
been
I
to
understand that.
Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
Yes, you have when
When
Max, Eli, you and I were all driving around. We
what? Oh,
went to-
well, okay. I haven't like visited. I've been there, I guess. Yeah. Well, I'm just also not surprised to hear that you were that active of a child.
Yeah, I was. I like to play hide and seek a lot from my parents. I'd hide from them for like 4 hours a day.
That's right. Oh my gosh. What?
That's a wild. That's
Yeah.
wild. Why would you do this?
My mom would be like, "What are you doing? You're scaring the heck out of me."
My
So-
parents would just forget. I was
So my reason
hiding.
for doing it was I would always be. My dad would love to watch a bunch of adult movies with me when I was a kid, and he showed me one of the Vietnam War and them hiding in the Vietnam War, and my little brain just kind of took after that. So I just started hiding everywhere in the house, 3-4 hours a day. The biggest example of it would have been we were at a church for my sister's wedding. All my sisters are a lot older than me. I was playing with someone. I was playing hide and seek with someone. I went off upstairs into a restricted area and hid behind the couch for several hours. So,
What'd you do for those hours?
really, I was the most easily entertained child in your life. In my life, my imagination was all I needed for anything. I could sit in
Wow.
one spot for a very long time, and
So
do
Couldn't be me.
So what would happen in that? Like, would your parents come find you, or like,
how
would
long
you
would
would
it
you just
take?
give up and just walk downstairs, or
the only time I gave up,
like,
hiding-
wait, were you sincerely just waiting for someone to come find you?
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's wild.
So when did that end? Like,
When did that end?
no, not even like when did you stop hiding? For how you said you hid for 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
What stopped your hiding?
What stopped?
Yeah, did you leave or did somebody actually come find you?
It would usually be whenever people came and finally found me. One example was I hid in my mom's closet, but all of her clothes were out. And my dad was in on it too, so he knew where I was already. So he was just effectively making sure that she thought he had no idea where I was, so that she'd start panicking. And so she kind of just ripped the doors open whenever she finally got me in the closet and was not very happy with me. There was only one time I can genuinely say that I've ever came out willingly, and that's when I heard my mom crying.
Well,
Yeah,
that would do it.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
come out too. Yeah, I don't know. I would have never been able to sit in a closet for 4 hours
Neither would I.
unless I fell asleep. Like, that's the only way I would be able to willingly sit in a closet and do nothing for 4 hours.
That's wild, Cole. That's wild.
This is why we wanted you on the podcast, Cole.
You
don't
have
think
such wonderful,
You-
wacky, whimsical stories.
You are the definition of whatever goes.
Yes.
Whatever does go.
The
in.
true spirit
Cole,
of whatever goes.
Do you want to tell the story about when your mom killed that snake?
When my mom killed the snake. Oh yes, I talked about this in communications law. Is that the name?
Yep.
Was it communications law?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was.
because I haven't heard it before.
So,
Okay.
back whenever I was young, I was very fond of animals. I loved animals in any sense of the word. We had a chicken coop. A snake tried to get into the chicken coop to get at the chickens. My mom saw this and thought to deal with it accordingly. Worst mistake of her life, by the way, because I was standing right there. And my love for all animals applies to the ones that are murderous, too. So naturally, originally I was fine with the idea. I mean, it's defense and whatnot. The problem was she was using a very rusty and dull farming tool. So she had to like do a full Street Fighter combo on it, just straight up bash it into non-existence. Probably took a good 12 hits before it was finally dead. And I was so mad about that. Take your time. Take your time.
It's just.
See, I was so mad about her landing that ultimate finisher on the snake.
Keep going, Cole. Keep going.
I've never seen Indy break down like this before. This is insane. Now Cole's going.
So Cole is
was-
super upset.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
super mad at that. So like, whenever she landed that Mortal Kombat,
Cole. Yep. Yeah, you're
When she
good.
la-
What is
landed-
going on?
when she,
visual is so funny. Oh my god.
when she landed the, when she finally landed it, I decided that it was a grave offense that I had to ask her for her phone to call my father and tell him about the situation. And he had to get home and assure me everything was fine. And that's not the only account of this ever happening. I also had a situation. My grandfather was a hunter. He loved to go upstate. He would love to like go hunt squirrels or whatnot. So one time he had them hung up on my treehouse to like skin them and whatnot. And I kind of just, me and my little self, like with my oversized hoodie, my nice big clown shoes, I waddled up right over to him and I said, "Grandpa, why are you killing my friends?" So it was just like, I mean, he never hunted after that, so I guess my friends
my
are
gosh.
fine now.
Are you serious? He never hunted again after that?
My grandpa never hunted again after that.
Huh.
He
Was
saw
that-
it
was that why?
traumatized you.
Yes, that's why.
That's
That is
why.
Exactly, he has recited it several
The
times as being
Mortal
the reason
Kombat finishing blow on the snake is so funny. That's my favorite story.
That
of
must have been
yours.
the rustiest
my
tool
God.
why. Oh, it
ever.
was. Oh,
What?
it was.
Was it like a hoe or a pickaxe?
Yes, it was
or-
a hoe. It was a rusty hoe. It was like you were playing. It was like you were playing a game of Yakuza. You got the YB finisher move. It was insane. It was not okay.
Just imagining little Cole there.
I'm gonna need your phone.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna need to make a. We're gonna have to talk about Dad about this.
We're gonna have to get your parents on the phone.
god.
I need to call my father.
I need to call your parents and get them on the podcast.
It was a serious issue.
What a story!
Oh,
Story and a
oh.
half. Wow. That I've
is
never.
why we
I
needed
have
Cole on
never
the
seen
podcast.
Indy lose it like that before.
It's just the visual of poor little Cole standing there and being like, "No, Mom, stop!"
Hey man, I'm super happy that made
Did
you
you
happy.
Did you say anything while she was doing it, or did you wait till she was done?
I waited till she was done. I watched
okay.
it in full. I was just staring at it from the other
messed
side.
up. Oh my!
Imagine little
Gosh.
Cole in the doorway of the chicken coop, just standing there,
I know.
staring at his mom.
Yeah, I just had like that 1,000-yard stare. I don't know what
eyes.
to tell you.
Have you seen? Have you? I'm gonna show you a picture.
Yeah.
It's wild, Cole. Wild. I felt sympathy for animals, but I don't think I ever like experienced that. I was like, oh, this poor animal.
No, I
but,
loved
like,
everything that breathed and existed.
know.
I'm gonna be straight with you.
This.
yes, that's cool.
Yes.
I wish we could show you this picture,
Yeah.
but Indy, you want to go ahead and describe the picture that we just showed?
It's a mortified soldier with the most distant 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, essentially.
Eyes wide open.
That's funny. Oh my, that's a story right there.
Oh my lords above.
Cole, that's why you need to talk more in class.
I mean, yeah. During the first semester, I was super silent because I was like assessing everyone's personality to see when I could act weird, and I needed to like
Assessing
make sure.
everyone's
Yes, studying.
personality.
Yes.
No, that's fair. I kind of.
Who did you find that you could be weird around? Who's
You.
dang it.
Yeah,
It was
Cole,
you.
Clayton, it was just you.
You were my favorite person to hate. Actually, it was kind of Indy too.
hate
Yeah.
me?
Indy sat all the way across the other room. He was on the other side of the room from
No.
us
No.
that first year, and then
Can I ask why?
he moved over.
Hmm?
Can I ask why?
Why?
Why did you hate me?
Oh no. Well, I liked you. I was apprehensive toward talking to you at the start because the first thing I ever remember us having any conversation toward was you being annoyed at me for walking weirdly on the stairs.
Oh, my bad.
Wow, Indy. I mean, that checks out definitely. But what'd you think about me at first?
What I think about you, I thought you were very professional.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay, that's
A
And-
nice young gentleman.
well. Thank you.
And I, Cole.
Anyways.
Silence, yeah.
Anyway,
moving on.
that's about right.
Goblin.
Yeah. Oh goodness, math comm. That was a class and a half.
That
I always
was.
remember we'd walk in and Cole was always there.
I remember
Anytime.
Stidman used to like to joke about someone in the class being an agent sent to look after him or something. And I'm surprised he never commented on me since I was always just sitting in the corner staring at everything.
Well, that means you're just like.
Means I'm
That
good at my
means you
job.
are.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
means you are the agent.
Yeah, it means I'm good at my job.
Stid thinks there's an agent, but he doesn't know it's Cole. He thinks it's
Yeah.
everyone but Cole.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're so inconspicuous.
I wouldn't say that.
You're pretty inconspicuous. Like without you like doing your whole like when you're masking in public,
Yeah.
you're just like not being you.
Yeah,
You're pretty inconspicuous.
that makes sense.
Until Sky Projectors comes on and he loses it.
Dude.
He goes,
Old Sky. This episode of the Whatever Goes podcast brought to you by Sky Projectors.
brought to you by Sky Projectors. That was a great moment hearing
Yeah.
you laugh very hard at Sky Projectors.
That was a wild.
I don't know if that was my full laugh or not. My full ever laugh that I had was like in high school whenever I was driving my truck with my friend nearby, and he said something, and I was just wailing off laughter next to some pedestrians.
Pedestrians.
And it was an interesting time. That's also my only ever car accident I've been in.
Wait, you wrecked because you were laughing so hard?
Inversely, someone wrecked into me. They were backing out of their parking space and slammed into the side of the door where my friend was.
Ow.
Dang.
He was fine.
Oh, that's good.
My parents weren't happy at me that I let it go, though.
You let him go?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're just so kind. Just such a little angel.
Totally.
Yeah, there's totally just because he didn't want to deal with it.
I got into a little car accident in high school.
I mean, I didn't see any damage. so
Was it in
it's
the
like-
Prius?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Wow.
No damage. It was like going 3 miles an hour. It was in the parking. It was in the high school parking lot. So one of my friends distracted me as I was pulling out of the parking lot, and then I'm like pulling forward, and then suddenly I hear boop, or just like a or something, and I'm like, what? And there's a car in front of me, and we give, because we're both like awkward high schoolers and we have like no idea what to do for a car accident, or we exchange information as in give each other our phone numbers, and I ghosted him.
Oh my goodness.
There was no damage. There was
Yeah.
no damage. No damage on either car. He texted me. I looked at his car. I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure if there is actually any damage to your car. So I look around his car. I see nothing. I'm not like a car person. But then he texts me like, yeah, my dad told me some part fell out from under the car, and like now I need you to like pay for it. I'm like, no, that's not real. So I ghosted him, and nothing ever came about of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been in a car accident. At least with me behind the wheel.
It's very fortunate for you.
I've not been in an accident with another vehicle. A deer on the other incident. Different story.
Never ran over anything.
Just jumped right out in front of me, man. Right in front of the Waffle
They
House.
always do.
Right in front of the Waffle House.
I've never been to a Waffle House.
Someone stole its head.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was driving to work. It was like 6:30 in the morning. It's still dark out because I believe it was October or November. And there's this corner. It's kind of a fast corner. But as you come off the road, there's like a Waffle House. And then this deer just like jumps out. And I had zero reaction time.
Right.
And I just hit him square underneath my passenger side like headlight.
Yeah.
And just the thing just, he just flies away.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's not good. And
Yeah.
of course, I can like you hear the noise, and then like there's like flashing lights on my dashboard, and it's like headlights out or something. I'm like, I don't know. And so there's a gas station right next to the Waffle House. I just pull in there real quick. I get out and I'm like, oh, this is no good. And so I'm like, hey, Dad, and he was like, yeah, and I'm like, I hit a deer this morning. And he was like, oh no.
Oh no.
And I worked for my dad at this point,
Sure.
and so he was like, just can you drive it home? Because I was like 5 minutes from my house, and so he was like, can you drive it home? I was like, yeah, I think I can drive. I don't think anything's rubbing against the tire, so I think I can get it home. And so I brought it home, and then one of the other employees came and picked me up because he's basically on the route. It wouldn't take him as long to pick me up. So
Yeah.
and then but we drove by there the next day, and the deer, I mean, he had flown like 20 feet. It was, or
There's
he,
a lot of energy
or
in
or
cars.
he, I don't know if he had momentum and just flew that distance, or if he was somehow still alive and then just went and crashed in the bushes.
Maybe.
But there was this fence, and the deer was laying there, and the head was missing. Because like on the first day, the head
Right.
was still there, and
Right.
then of course people wanted to steal the rack, of course,
Right.
because that's like the best part of a deer. And so, but yeah, someone that came and cut the head off and took it home with them.
Without the antlers on it?
No, with the antlers.
Oh, okay.
Like I mean, they just
Why wouldn't they just take the antlers?
well, you don't want just you want like the whole head. You like
Why?
Probably for
so you
taxidermy.
can put it
Oh,
up
so
on
you
your
can put
wall.
it up on your wall?
Yeah.
Your roadkill deer.
Well,
you
I
put
didn't,
No,
but
no, I know.
someone
I
else-
know.
but yeah, someone
but
else.
they don't know the story of the deer, right? So you can pretend like you had some glorious hunt
Yeah,
with it,
you
and
should
they
have
would be
done it.
none the wiser.
I
Yeah.
slayed this
Cole, does this
deer in
upset you?
hand-to-hand
Does this upset me?
combat.
That he manslaughtered a.
It was an accident.
I also killed my own truck in the process, so it's not like I was wanting
it
to.
seems
do
like a mutual exchange.
It's not
I'll
like I
never forgive
wanted-
you. Anyway,
it's not like I wanted to do it.
yeah, I understand.
Waffle House probably got some deer sausage out of it, but
No.
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. Eating deer is a very common occurrence, though.
Well, no, I'm just saying you don't want to eat meat that's been slammed
Yeah,
into
I
it
know.
like how many miles an hour?
35, 40,
Yeah, it's
somewhere
probably
in there.
pretty tainted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's like deer hair, because if you've hit a deer before, then you know like the deer hair just flies off the deer and just attaches to your vehicle.
God.
And so it was just like covering up the entire like grill and front headlight area.
Oh God.
Don't think that.
It's
That's-
actually
Kind of a graphic episode.
like this
today,
was
by
like
the way.
this was like 3 years ago or something. It was whenever I was a senior in high school. But yeah, it was. My truck was out of commission for like 3 months because we were waiting on parts and whatnot. So
You just said 3 years ago, senior in high school. I'm like 3 years ago. No.
whatever.
4.
Well, it was 2021. So
Yeah. 4 years ago for me.
oh wow,
Yeah.
old man.
Stop. Guys, I'm gonna cry on the podcast.
You won't.
I won't.
Yep.
That'd be
Not
funny.
not in front of Cole.
Not in
You
this
got to be
episode.
professional.
I am.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, Cole said I was professional. So
Yeah.
I'm not
that's
professional.
wild.
I am professional when I need to be.
How did the ad lib go, you guys?
Mid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shooting it in my basement at my house.
Did you lie to Stid and say you didn't do, or you said you did it?
No, I told him I was gonna do it in my basement.
He just let you?
Yeah, that's the bonus of being the perfect student, you know.
Yeah. True.
I just did it in the lounge because he was like, "Get it done." So
I
just-
went outside in front of Davis.
Yeah, I did it in front of Davis as well. I don't think mine went very well, but
Me neither.
it wasn't worth points. So I was like,
No, I was like,
I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Mine was like 34 seconds, and I
Mine
was
was like
like,
40.
it doesn't sound awful, so we'll take it.
I did 2 takes. I messed
so
up.
many.
I messed up the first take.
You only did 2 takes?
I only did 2 takes.
Let me count how many I did, because I had to start and stop like
Yeah.
17
Yeah.
times. Let's see how many.
Cole
I-
was in the
1,
lounge when I
2,
did it.
3,
Yeah, I was
4,
in
5,
second
6, 7,
at
8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah,
11
I had,
takes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had like 7.
Yeah, I was part of his environmental descriptor, so what
Nice.
I did was I pulled the hood over my head and like just dragged down the strings as hard as I could, just to give him a nice visual image to like add to the scene, you know?
I didn't. I
Right.
didn't.
Yeah, I would either get
Huh?
like
I didn't.
I would get like
didn't
20
what?
seconds in or 4 seconds in.
Yep.
And then it'd be like, nope.
I walked in front of the mural in front of Davis,
That would have been
Um,
smart.
and then I flubbed the outro, and then I was like, whatever. And
Yeah.
then
I didn't do a
stood-
great outro either. I was just
turned it
like,
in.
I was like on location. I'm Tim Roth, and then
Oh no, I was like with Channel 10 News. I'm Nick Loving. And I was like, what do I say? Oh yeah, and then I was like, I'm embarrassed about this, but
So you
it's
only
no
did 2
points.
takes.
I only did 2 takes.
That is crazy.
Wow, that's.
I don't know.
Maybe you're good at ad libbing.
I just fake it. You know, fake it till you make it.
I mean,
Story of your life, huh?
Yeah, I wing it
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. Can't say I do much better than that.
How planned out are you, Cole?
Help
I
plan that,
wonder.
am I? Totally.
I wonder.
totally.
Did
do
you-
wait? Do you have like a calendar written out of what you're gonna do for the rest of each day?
I don't have a calendar, but I have things pretty well figured out in my head.
I don't think he's like
Okay.
neurotic.
Some people write out exactly
He's
what they're
not
gonna
like
do.
he's not like Caleb writing down TDC menu in his calendar on his phone.
No, that's not. That's just like a weird quirky
More
thing
than
he does.
anything else,
Oh,
I just like to
Caleb.
keep myself completely available for when the unexpected happens, because that is something you have to account for everything.
Like if your car gets a flat.
Yeah,
I'd be exhausted.
that actually did almost happen to me last semester during my internship. Like the air pressure went super down low. One of my brother-in-law had to come over and check over everything. It was
So wait, you already did your internship
uh,
for a class credit?
yes, and I'm
Oh,
also
well.
going to be doing the practicum this semester too.
Yeah. So who did you do your internship with?
I did it with Julie, and I had Ross there, and it was just us two.
Huh, interesting.
So you just did practicum basically
I did
for
practicum, but
your internship.
Yeah, but the only difference really was that the internship was 9 hours a week. The practicum is 7 hours a week. That's really the only big difference.
9 hours a week.
I'm putting in 13.
I'm putting in 15.
Indy's like, what internship?
Indy, you had a speech and debate tournament that you covered this weekend.
Yes.
How did that go?
Fine. Went well. I think I was a little disappointed. They didn't let us in the rooms to record the kids' performances, which was unfortunate because that would have made for some much better B-roll than what I actually could do. I got some kids hanging on the hallways and like the room names and whatever. It wasn't a great like sunny day. It was pretty cloudy, so a lot of outside footage was just meh. I was pretty upset with my interviews because I thought I had the lighting right. It was way dimmer than I thought and a bit unfocused for like 2 of them. And I'm like, Nicole's gonna not be happy about this. So, I mean, it was my first assignment too, so it's like I'll just learn from it. But it could have gone better. But I had fun. My partner visited to help judge the tournament, so
I thought she was in it.
No.
She was just judging?
they
Excuse me.
Timothy, thank you. This was a high school event. I think last episode, I might have said it was both because I wasn't sure. It was just high school speech.
Okay.
Just local schools from like Indy and I'm not sure where the other I didn't know what schools were there. I was just there to take photos, video. But yeah, so good and bad.
Cool.
Great answer, I know.
What building were you at?
All of them. Well, no, not all of them. Davis had the broadcasting event. Surprise, surprise. There were events in the Homeland Security building. There were events in Summers, in the business building, whatever that building is called.
Wathen.
Wathens, yeah. I was going to do my improv about it in front of it, but I'm like, I can't remember the name of this building.
He literally kept forgetting.
So-
He would yell across the street to me, "What's this building called again?" He did it like 2 times.
So like,
And
all
then
right.
he left it and he did the broadcast building instead.
Yeah. So yeah. Good time. Good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up hanging out with Indy for a bit and
Mhm.
watched some high schoolers perform. Caleb and I watched. It was very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Caleb and I thought it was amazing, and then Indy's like, "Yeah, it was okay." And we're
The-
like,
It was okay.
The round I watched, so like, it wasn't a very like large tournament, so like, the level of competition is probably going to be a bit lesser, which is fine. Which I'm not going to judge kids for not being experienced. So, but yeah, they were. I could just tell because I've done it that they were like not as experienced. There was one kid who was just way more like the last kid in that round. Clayton was obviously like more experienced, but they were. I could tell they were just like freshmen and sophomores and one junior or something. Yeah. But yeah, what did you think about it? More and like, I'm curious.
I think it's interesting. I don't understand
Okay.
how they memorize all that junk.
Do they not have any note cards or anything with them?
So it depends on the event. Most like okay, so there's two sides. Interpretation, which is like you interpret a book, a movie, whatever, into 10 minutes and you do it. And then you have public address, which is like where broadcasting lies and where like other events like original oratory, you write your own speech. I did that in high school too. So there's just whatever. Where was I going with this? Interp is most interp is memorized, except for 2 events, which have a black like binder book where you have like pages in it, poetry and poi. Yeah, those are just the names of it. There's a lot of different events. It's
Okay,
a lot of
wow,
fun.
I did not know.
Yeah, I did duo, which is fun. I'm not gonna get into it. I could talk about speech for so long. I had a great time doing it.
Good. I'm glad you had fun doing that.
Yeah, I'd credit it for providing me with most of my personality. So. Oh no.
I went down to Evansville and hung out with some friends this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you get up to?
We went to Cracker Barrel. It was really. I had fried chicken. It was really good.
Cole, what'd you
Did
do
you get a
this weekend?
harmonica?
What did
Oh,
I
sorry.
do this
Did I
week?
get a what?
The harmonicas there at Cracker Barrel. I love the little harmonicas. I've always wanted one from Cracker Barrel.
What's he talking
no
about?
idea
What's
what
he
he's
talking
The little
about?
store in front of Cracker Barrel.
Oh, do they sell harmonicas?
Duh.
Duh.
Anyways, hey Cole, what did you do for
What
your
did I do
weekend?
this weekend? Mostly just helped watch the little ones in my family. There's a lot of children. I have 4 sisters, 2 of which I see, and they all have children. So there's like 6 kids total that are
Wow.
being watched over, and they're usually at my house. So that's where my weekends will typically go. I saw. It's like my second youngest or youngest niece. I don't know. I don't keep track of the ages. But she's very assertive in her presence. She likes to act like, so I'll be sitting at the computer on my microphone. She'll walk up, turn off the microphone, and then walk back out, walk back in, accuse me of turning back on the microphone, and then steal something from my room and walk off.
So an antagonist.
Antagonistic, yes, very antagonistic.
Are you the fun Uncle Cole?
I was for a very long time. For a very long time, I was basically like a dog toy being squeaked by them because they would all attack me at once. It was a very interesting experience, and then there were just more of them and more of them and more of them. So yeah, it was a very interesting time. I was a very young uncle. I think I first became an uncle when I was like 13.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I am no uncle.
I'm a great uncle.
What?
Like,
Don't you remember Clayton's
That's
family
right.
is wild,
That's
dude.
right. That's
my
right.
family.
Shout out to Papa Clayton,
Papa Smith.
Papa Smith.
Conrad.
Oh yeah, Conrad. That's a cool name. I like that name.
It's an epic name.
Papa Rad.
There's no way he listens to this.
No.
No way. I think my mom tries to, but
Well. No, I don't think I would want my mom to listen.
Shout out to
this.
Mama Smith,
Sandra.
Sandra,
Sandra and
Conrad.
Conrad. Sorry, I'm bad with names.
Conrad sounds like a trucker name.
He
Really?
my dad was a trucker.
Oh.
My dad's done
Wow.
a lot. My dad's done a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. That's wild.
Not the vibe I get from Conrad, but I don't know any Conrads. So, know any Conrads?
Cole,
No.
do you know any?
No, I can't say I do.
Cole, what's your parents' names?
What's my parents' names? My mother's name is Krista or Chrissy, and my father's name is Mike.
Shout out to Christy and Mike.
Christy.
What did I say? What was it? Christy
Krista.
and Mike.
Wow, Indy
I
just
told
like
you I'm bad
Indy
with
heard two
names.
names and just smashed them together, and made a brand new name.
I'm bad at names.
Very well done.
Oh goodness, that's too funny.
Cole,
Yeah.
what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
What
Oh,
are my
yeah.
I know you
hobbies?
stream or
Uh,
used to.
I did used to stream. I'm planning on working to get back into streaming once I get a better place for it. As I mentioned before, with the kids, it's not really the most optimal conditions. What I typically do in my free time is not a whole lot. I'll typically just be dragged around wherever I'm needed and or just be chilling in my room. I'm not really that active as a person as I used to be. I would always be chilling at my cousin's house and like antagonizing him in some fashion. But that's about it.
Well, I look forward to when you start streaming again.
I look forward to antagonizing you.
Do you want to
later.
shout anything out? I'm
Oh,
kidding.
shout
Do you wanna
anything.
plug?
You can.
What's
like,
your what do you
for
stream on?
fun.
What do I stream on? I stream on YouTube. I'm planning on streaming a couple of different games.
Minecraft.
I started out with Dark Souls 2 actually, but I'm going to be looking toward maybe one of the more multiplayer-based games, so I can get some of my friends to tag along inside of that.
Well, I
Dark
could-
Souls 2 is a crazy game to start out with, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got a lot of time on Dark Souls 2. I think
Oh,
I have
really?
like 1,000 hours.
Is that your like favorite Dark
Whoa.
Souls game?
Yes.
Wow, that is an uncommon Dark Souls game to
That
like.
is an uncommon Dark Souls.
Like the least common Souls-like game.
it's
to-
the first one I started out with as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I got most of the way through Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, they're geeking out over there on me, Clayton. What are we gonna do about this?
I have no idea.
I think that's a good lead into our sports segment.
Sports.
Oh, you messed it up.
Well, because I do this and then
Well,
we
it's
cut.
I did it for an even like. I did it evenly. I don't think you did one. Anyways,
Anyways, this is the Raw Sports Roundup. So over the weekend, the big game happened, the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
For copyright reasons, I'm gonna have to refer to it as the Big Bowl.
The Big Bowl.
Anyways, the San Francisco 49ers took on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, Nevada. The first time Las Vegas has held the Big Bowl ever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They just built the stadium in, I believe, 2020 is when it was completed. And so they, pretty much as soon as it was finished, it was signed up for a Super Bowl. And so it was a slow start, a very defensive-heavy game in the first half, but offenses really came alive in the second half and started putting some points up on the board. It was so close that it ended up going into overtime, where the Chiefs were able to make a drive in the overtime after San Francisco had kicked a field goal to take the lead. The Chiefs drove down the field, and they were able to get a touchdown, and that sealed the game for them if you score.
Wow.
So it was a fantastic finish to a really great game overall, all around. I know a lot of people were talking about the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, who is a player for Travis Kelce, of course, is a player for the Kansas City
Right.
Chiefs, and they won. And then, they showed him after the game. And, of course, all the talk about the commercials and the halftime show performed by Usher and, 47 other artists. At least that's what it felt like.
Usher was all right.
I think there was, 6 or 7 other people he had, like Alicia Keys and Will.i.am and whatnot. So I'm not a big into that kind of music. More of a country guy myself. But that's what happened over the weekend. The Chiefs' Super Bowl parade is supposed to happen tomorrow, I believe, in Kansas City, and so
You want to go?
no, I do not. I'm good. Me and my friends were kind of joking around that the Colts basically made it to the Super Bowl. Of course, they didn't even come close, but we beat the Chiefs last season, and so the
Oh,
joke was
really?
kind of so we basically won the Super Bowl last year,
Okay.
and then it just kind of carries over to this year, and we won
Sure,
again.
yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, we were making those jokes pretty much the entire night, and had some different other fun events that we did throughout the night.
You had a good Super Bowl party?
I did,
Big Bowl
yes.
party?
Yeah, big bowl party. It was a
Why-
lot of
why-
fun.
Why
we
can't?
had
Why not? Is it
Super
actually
Bowl is actually copyrighted.
Can't even say it on a podcast.
I think you could, but
Oh.
I was just kind of joking
Oh,
around
okay,
because
okay.
you'll see people say
Oh, Big
for reasons we can't say, we have to call it the Big Bowl, and so
Mhm.
it's kind of a joke. But not a whole lot of other sporting events happened, or at least not notable ones that I can remember. So with that, this has been the Roth Sports Roundup.
Sports.
It's
Whatever. I'm bad with timing.
You gotta-
Indy just had it down. Alrighty then. What'd you think
Done.
about that, Cole?
I'm never getting it.
you watch the big game?
Oh, I did not watch the big game. I know Indy was planning to invite me to watch it with him.
Well,
No.
I mean, like, I didn't expect you to like even want to, but I entertained the thought. Yes.
Yes, you entertained the thought. I probably would have maybe if I was still there, but I don't know. I'm not really been a big sports guy for a really long time. I used to be really into baseball. My father had told me actually once that he was in the Cardinals. He was not, but I used to brag about that to everyone else that I knew.
Your dad just lied to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Go Cardinals.
sure.
St. Louis.
Yeah, I love sport.
Sports ball.
I love sport. Yeah.
Go Team Sports.
Go Team
That's all
Sport.
Indy. That's
Yeah,
Indy
our
right
little
there.
Indy and I went to a little party, but it was less about the sport and more
Yeah.
just about everyone hanging out.
Clayton, you actually went to it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he
Wow.
did.
He'd said he wasn't going to.
Yeah, it's
so.
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
is
he loves-
say no and then still do it.
Yeah.
Well, I think having like people around
That
you
that
there
pretty
is-
much that sums
Yeah,
up Clayton
it
as a
does.
person.
It does.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I think really the big part of experiences like that, like doing anything, like watching those in live on TV, is to have someone there with you that you care about and that you would like to share an experience with. And I think that's the real big thing of it all.
Very eloquently put.
It's very deep.
Very, very.
Almost too deep for this podcast.
Very romantic.
Speaking of romantic, Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Oh
It
yes,
is.
I actually am pretty happy with my Valentine's Day gift. I found a neat little exclusive. We went. Okay, should I?
What?
They don't listen to the podcast. I don't need them to. I got my partner. We went to Walmart last night.
Yep.
We were just walking around for fun, and because if I have money, I have to spend it, obviously, and it was a good excuse to spend money. I got a Walmart exclusive pink Dolly Parton Diamonds and Rhinestones, I think, or something, vinyl. And my partner collects interesting looking to them because it's for fun, but yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that one.
Do they have a record player?
Yes.
That's an inside joke between us. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Cole, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
No, not off the top of my head.
Dang.
What about you, Clayton?
I'm going
Clayton.
on a straight date with my friend Caleb. He bought me chocolates last night at Walmart too.
Those were not for you.
Yeah, they were. The flowers were for.
Oh, I thought they were.
His date on
I thought they
Thursday.
were both for.
No, he got the chocolates for me because he was like, "What do you like?" I said Kit Kat, so he got the one with the Kit Kats.
Caleb was such a nice guy.
Caleb is so funny.
He's
dude.
so nice. One of his favorite things to do is feed me. Just will bring over snacks, and because I don't know, I just eat. I'll just eat I ate so much spicy Cheetos one night. I can't say this. It's gross.
Well, you have to finish the story.
I can't. It's yucky.
Let's just say he did not enjoy what happened after he ate that food.
Oh no.
There's a specific dye in puffy, spicy Cheetos.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Red 40 gets me every time.
It
man.
is
What can I
definitely
say?
red 40.
Well, Cole, what have you thought about being on our podcast?
I've loved it here so far. Honestly, I'm not as nervous about it as I thought I'd be. I thought I'd walk in and I always get anxious in the middle stuff, but I haven't been nervous at all.
At all.
It's pretty laid
Yeah,
back.
it is-
It's
it is.
about as laid back as you
It-
can get.
Which is why it's the whatever goes.
Because whatever does go.
Whatever goes. I could say so many different things, and it would still go.
Yeah.
For instance,
How did you do that so well? I can't.
Do it again.
That looks,
You sound like a Sim from The Sims.
Really?
it sounds
Yeah.
like reversible text.
What? Is it what? Is that cool or?
I don't know.
Something.
Thanks.
It's impressive to some people.
It's definitely
impressive
something
to
to
me.
Tim.
It's an acquired taste.
What was so funny about that?
Do it again.
No, it's
It's an acquired taste. That's the part that got me there. Whew. Okay, that's
All right, now
funny.
your turn, Clayton.
What do you mean?
Do it.
I can't.
Do it. What's a funny noise you can make?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Don't put me on the spot like this. I can't
Go
make
ahead.
funny
go,
noises.
Go.
No.
Go. Improv. Go.
No,
Go.
I'm not doing
Hey
it.
guys, we're so
You can't
good at
make me.
improv.
We're so good at
We do improv every Tuesday, Thursdays at around
After class.
after class.
after class.
After class.
So, whenever you're after class. listen
So
to the
Cole, do you
podcast.
think will you ever come back to our podcast?
No, I'd happily come back. I need
Let's
to like
go.
make more stories to come with though.
You don't have to bring stories. We don't.
Oh,
bring
we don't
stories.
prepare.
Oh no,
I used to prepare, and then I was like,
Well,
okay.
we could still like
I still
we should
sometimes
still,
prepare, but
I feel like we should prepare. We should make one day a draft day. I
yeah,
feel like we should
I was
make,
thinking that we do need to bring drafts back.
Yeah.
I figured we'd do that on Thursday.
Yeah, let's make.
So.
I think we'll
I figured since we had Cole here today, we
Yeah,
wouldn't do
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But
yeah. I have enough stories to go at least 10 of these, so we're good for now.
whoa,
I'm
Just-
so
we
excited.
should get Cole in here as permanent host.
Permanent.
Permanent.
Oh, I don't know. That's a pretty.
He was so against it though. Like
Yeah,
in the
it took him
beginning,
4 months to get on this podcast, and now he really.
I don't know.
likes
I
it.
don't know if he deserves a chair.
It's fun to talk, isn't it?
It is fun, yeah.
I like it a lot.
Cole, if you had to start up your own podcast with people in the broadcast community here, who would your picks be?
Who would my picks be? And I can't pick anyone here, presumably.
I don't see why not.
You could pick
Yeah.
someone here.
I could pick someone here.
Well, you could
okay.
pick any. You could pick all of us, any of us,
Yeah.
none of us. I don't really care.
We won't be upset.
Fill the table. So you plus 4.
I think. So me plus 4.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would pick everyone here, and then I would also add Ty.
Tie.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
Oh, Ty.
I think that's a. I
So that's
think
a
fun
5-person. That's a
choice.
5-person podcast. Okay.
We tried that.
I thought it was fun, but it was a little overwhelming.
It was a fun time. But like for a
You
I
know,
can't imagine
listening to it?
Yeah,
That was rough.
3 can get much sometimes.
3.
Yeah, like us talking over each other. You know. well, I
What are
mean,
you
we-
talking about?
Anyways, guys, you have been listening to the Whatever Goes podcast.
Thank you for listening today. You can listen to us on Spotify and YouTube. I'm not sure what the poll's going to be today, but
Should Cole come back as a permanent?
should Cole come back more? That's
Yeah,
what that's
we'll
what
do
it should
that.
be.
Yeah. We'll see.
And if you don't say yes,
It's going to happen.
I'll be
You've been
sad.
listening to the Whatever Goes
you've been listening to
podcast.
the Whatever Goes podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What's your name, Cole?
My name? Oh,
Yeah.
I think it might be Cole. Cole Bottoms.
Where can we find you online?
Where can I be found online? I cannot be found online.
Like
Where
Your
do you have a
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
channel?
Do not try and
My
find Cole.
YouTube channel is not started yet. I will give it.
All right.
finish
Well,
it.
next time you're on, maybe it'll be up, and we can
Maybe.
we'll do a YouTube collab.
YouTube collab.
We'll go live on Cole's YouTube.
That's interesting.
cross promotion, baby. That's what it's all about. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We will catch you guys on Thursday.
Bye. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My mouse isn't moving. Oh no. Oh no.
The waveform is still moving.
We're still going.
This is the after show, guys.
That's the after show. I might-
Leave this in, Indy. We have to leave this in. This is the after show class.
Um,
After show thoughts. How'd it go?
How to go?
How'd it
Don't
go?
ask me. Ask our guest.
Well, we just asked Cole how it went.
Yeah, I was already asked.
We'll ask him again.
Clayton, we need you to talk more.
What do you mean?
Well, this is what I mean.
I got
talked-
it.
Are we
Just
Just
stopped?
keep her going.
Wait, we can.
We can stop now.
It's the after show, guys. All right. See you guys.
If you actually manage to stay, here's a little secret. You know,